So where does the word hurricane come from? We've got your answer right here. The word hurricane is derived from Hurricán, the Caribbean god of evil.
Now let's dive into some of the nuts and bolts of this year's forecast. This season's forecast, like any other, is based around two very important factors: warm sea surface temperatures and the upper level wind pattern. Ocean water within the main development region, this yellow box in the Atlantic, will be warmer than it was this time last year. Warm ocean waters provides the fuel necessary for tropical systems to develop. When a tropical storm system does develop in the Atlantic, its movement is based primarily around the Azores or Bermuda High. If that high is strong and extends to the west in the western Atlantic, then it will keep storm systems moving across the Caribbean and then possibly into the Gulf of Mexico. If that high is weak and further removed off towards the northeast, then storm systems will be allowed to recurve off the eastern coast. Worldwide patterns also have a big influence on the Atlantic hurricane season.
You may have heard the terms El Nino and La Nina. These two patterns allow forecasters to determine how active a hurricane season will be. An El Nino pattern develops when sea surface temperatures off the coast of Peru become warmer than average. This pattern will often limit storm development since westerly winds across the Atlantic and Caribbean are stronger. Tropical systems do not form well in areas of higher wind shear. On the other hand, a La Nina pattern develops when sea surface temperatures off the coast of Peru become cooler than average. This occurs when stronger trade winds cause an upwelling of cooler ocean water from just below the surface. The trade winds counteract the motion of the jet stream, leading to a more active pattern overall. This hurricane season, however, looks to remain neutral, so neither a true El Nino or La Nina pattern looks to develop.
Now, what does that mean for us? Well, in this case, we must really take into consideration the two factors we spoke of earlier: sea surface temperatures and steering currents. This season's forecast calls for warmer sea surface temperatures and a weaker Bermuda high. That means a greater probability of a few high-impact storms here in the United States. Last year, no storm made landfall along the Texas Gulf Coast. The last storm to hit southeast Texas was Hurricane Ike back in 2008. Ike caused nearly $25 billion in damage, making it the third costliest hurricane in U.S. history. According to climatology, a hurricane strikes southeast Texas once every 9 years. However, over the span of just 4 years, between 2005 and 2008, 3 hurricanes made landfall.
Every hurricane season, you have to prepare as if you are going to be impacted. You can't presume that whatever hurricanes occur are going to impact somebody else. You have to prepare during the off season as if you're going to be impacted. That includes getting the supplies you need, finding out if you live in an evacuation zone, making sure you have enough insurance. All of those kinds of things can be done ahead of time. Write your plan down. Things will go much better when the hurricane is on your doorstep.
If you live anywhere near the coastline, it is not a matter of if a hurricane will strike, but when. Remember to never let your guard down and always be storm ready. Speaking of preparations, many of us always hope for the best, but forget to prepare for the worst.
After the break, we'll discuss some of the essentials you and your family will need when assembling your hurricane kit and making your hurricane plan.
But before the break, which tropical storm produced the 24-hour rainfall record for the United States? We'll tell you when the Hurricane Show comes back.